Hello, hello, hello. Here we are with Angela today at the Global Empowerment Summit. And this is a beautiful sunny day. As you can see, all the sun in Malaysia is coming to us. And I'm welcoming you on the fourth week. And this is the second day of the fourth week of the Global Empowerment Summit. We had so much value already. You can just go back to the YouTube channel and rewatch everything. Yesterday, we launched the GES Contest. So I just want to invite you again, please, guys, if you are interested in playing with us, if you would like to learn, please go to the link in the comment and then just click on it and read more about the GES Contest. We launched an application called GES Treasure Hunt app yesterday with Money from Soulworks, who is also one of the speakers. And you can just click on the application. If you have a free ticket, you received an email yesterday, and you can start to play and collect points and win some coaching programs with high value for 5 people on the top of the leaderboard. So, Angela, how are you today?
I'm good, thank you. As you said, it's a bright day after, I think yesterday was like 80% rain, but it was very refreshing. I can see my plants smile, and I could turn down the fan because my room was relatively cool. But today is back to sunny days, so yeah, lovely day.
I love your positivity always. So, Angela, before we go to your topic, let's just get to know you a little bit better. We already met you at panel discussions. We had also a workshop with you about habits, but we don't really know the person behind the profession. So tell us a little bit more about yourself.
So about me, myself, and I, non-work. Okay. I'm the mother of a 17-year-old girl. We're both German. I've been living here in Malaysia for 23 years. So it's been a long time. There are many people who are the foreigners who are they're longer than me. But for me, it's been a long time. And I still don't speak Bahasa, but I eat chili padi and durian. So I'm kind of like, I can do that. So maybe a little bit inside already, right? And what I have 4 dogs and 2 cats. That's very important about me because you might hear them. I can't shut them down even if I close the windows. It's life, and they're part of our life. So you might hear them. And I also go to the SPCA every morning because I take care of puppies over there. I clean their kennel in the mornings because the SPCA has the policy, or it's kind of a policy, every dog has, or every animal has the right to eat in a clean place, so they get their breakfast. So I'm the room service at the SPCA for the puppies. So I clean their kennels, so when they get the food, all is clean. After that, they go in the playground, and then the real scrubbing starts with the staff. What else about me? Yeah, I'm from Germany, but I seldom go to Germany because I barely have any family left. My brother's in Switzerland, my parents are in the US, and I'm hoping very much that my daughter and I can go and see our family over Christmas in the US. That's my biggest wish over the past 2 years, that we can do that this end of the year. So that's about me.
That's so nice. I'm missing so much caressing animals, so maybe I will go with you to this place.
Come with me, but it's you have to be there 7:15 in the morning.
Oh, it's okay, no problem.
Cool.
We can do that.
Cool.
I will go
Yes,
with
absolutely.
you.
Yes,
I'm missing dogs. You know, it's a bit different than in Europe here, so you are not really seeing so
you
many
don't see
dogs.
them in the street.
Yeah,
and go
so
up to
I'm
people and say,
missing
"Oh,
them.
can I cuddle him?" He's like, "Oh, there's no dog in the park." Yes, but SPCA, absolutely. Please come join me. It would be lovely. Hello.
Hi, Jack. Hi.
Jack.
Good morning, Jack.
Good
Nice to
morning
see
again.
you here.
Again, Jack is always there.
Yes,
Nice to see you,
the big
Jack.
supporter,
Yeah,
learning all the way.
Yeah.
So, Angela, let's go to your topic. I prepared the banner for you, which is showing what we will talk about. So let's talk habits. This is what we will touch in this short interview today. Where do we start? Let's start with the definition of the habits. What are habits?
Habits are things you do and repeatedly, and they become, so when you repeat them very often, they become automatic. and you actually don't really think about it anymore. It's kind of gone in your subconscious mind. So it is something that your subconscious, so it's not something that you don't know doing, but you're not conscious of doing it. About 80% of what we do every day is habits.
Mm-hmm.
Because do you think how to put your foot one in front of the other, when to lift the foot and roll it over, lift it, pull up the knees, etc.? All this is habits. All those are things that when we were babies, we kind of had to learn it, right? That's why we stumble, because the automatic thing is not in there. And also, I mean, the structure, the body is not a finished building. But that is one of the main things, until it becomes so automatic that one step after the other, and you see it with kids, how fast it goes. It's because practice, repeat. And then suddenly they walk, and you're like, God, now we have to build a fence around the swimming pool, because now they can walk around. They're going too fast, right? That is where the expenses come in. When the kids can walk, that's when it becomes expensive. It starts becoming expensive. So that is habits. It becomes very automatic. I mean, one of the most interesting, or I think the most self-explanatory examples is when you took your driving license, right? You had an instructor next to you who would check, do this first, have you done this, checklist, right? And then you had your driving license. And then there was no instructor anymore. And remember the first time when you got into your car? Let me kind of tell you my story, and I think it's very similar with many people. As you get into the car and you're like, okay, so what was the next thing I had to do? Mirror. No, wait, first the seat or first the mirror? First the seat, because then I can adjust the mirror according to that. Okay, first the seat, now the mirror. So what after that, after the mirror, was like, oh yeah, check around whether there's anything that you can bump into. You see, everything you had to think about. So until you started going off, it took you like 5 minutes, right? Now when you get into the car, 30 seconds, you're off. And you don't even think about whether you have done it or not, because it's one thing after the other. It's the driving off routine, I call it, because each one of them, putting the seat belt is a habit. I compare it to the piece of a chain. One piece of the chain is opening the door. Second piece of the chain is sitting down. Third piece of the chain is adjusting the seat. Fourth piece is adjusting the mirrors. Fifth piece is looking around. Sixth piece, etc., etc. That all those pieces together is what you have called the chain, and the chain is the routine. So that is your kickoff routine to get started driving in the morning. So
Perfect.
habits.
So we cleared the habits. So we have the definitions yet, and Jag is saying also that it becomes automatic. So it's kind of a process that is becoming automatic. You are pulling up these chains, learning one by one, and then your brain is putting it together, and it becomes something repeated. Right?
Absolutely.
So after this, there is the thing that this is kind of unconscious, right? What is going around, because our mind already knows the order, the chain is there, so it's just following it. Can we consciously not manipulate, but improve the habits?
Yes, we can. That's something we talked about with Salvatore yesterday also. People talk about breaking habits, but when you break a habit, when you break the piece, right, you actually break the whole chain. So what we recommend, Salvatore also confirmed that, is actually to replace it. I call it overwrite a habit, right? I would not take a habit out. I would overwrite it in the sense of improve it. For example, let's say you want to, your habit is, okay, yeah, good example. Good example, and a little bit difficult, but I think it fits well in this context. Let's say you want to quit smoking, right? Okay, so you have the habit normally to sit in the evening. You have your balcony, and on your left-hand side of the table of the balcony is your chair, and you look right into that area, and you have this beautiful picture, and you have your table there with your ashtray, and maybe a thingy thing where you can put your drink. And that is something part of your evening, right? So you have your dinner, and after that you go there and you spend like 15 minutes, have a cigarette or two, and you enjoy the sundown, and then you go back into your room, or you do the rest of the evening, right? Now, if we take this whole thing away, right? If we take the whole balcony away, there is a piece missing. And then, you kind of like break the routine. So you cut the routine into two, but there's an empty space in between. And that will create something where you are lost. And you're like, so how it's like you have to jump over a bridge to the other side, right? But it is better to put a path there so that you can kind of continue the evening and not make it so harsh. That is where the craving comes in, right? So you adapt the habit a little bit to support what you want to do. So you want to quit smoking, you want to cut down smoking, whatever it is. You still have your balcony, but you buy a new chair, you put it on the right side of the balcony, you look at a different picture, you set up differently. You don't have a table with an ashtray anymore. You pick up the book, or you choose up front already some music you want to listen to, and you put your headphones on and you chill. You see what I mean? Do you understand? Am I making it clear that you should not just take it out, but find something that replaces it and makes it still pleasant, but doesn't really trigger exactly the same thing? Or maybe even not go on the balcony, but go on the veranda so that it doesn't trigger, but still give you this comfort zone. This was something you enjoyed. So you still should allow yourself to have this enjoyment, but decorate and change your environment around it completely so that the trigger is, I'm on balcony, I'm in my chair, I'm next to my table, there's my ashtray, there are my cigarettes, there's my light. It's not there anymore, but it's like I'm on my balcony, I have a beautiful view. I'll have a glass of orange juice or something like that, because for many people drinking wine, alcohol or coffee triggers cigarettes, so you might want to skip that. So you find something that doesn't really remind you, but still gives you this enjoyment, but not in the habitual way.
I'm just listening to you because I'm also, digesting the information, because it's a bit like, it's a bit confusing for me already. So let's just reform it a little bit for the people who are listening, because let's say I forget to drink water in the morning when I wake up. Okay, that's my bad habit.
Okay.
And I would like to change that. I would like to drink water every single morning when I get out of bed. The first thing that I do, I want to sip a glass of water. So how do I change this habit?
Make it easily approachable and present, in the sense of sorry, where do you get your water? You go to the kitchen to get your water?
I have water bottles, or I have the kitchen.
So where do you, the first thing you go into the morning is maybe you go to the bathroom, put the bottle of water, the bottle of water with the glass in the bathroom, because that's your first place to go. When you want to create a habit, you have to make it obvious. You have to have it right in your face. For example, if people want to start running in the morning, I always tell them, put the running clothes already in the bathroom. Because when you get up in the morning, you go to the bathroom, you brush your teeth, you're like, oh, it's already there. If you want to start running in the morning, creating the habit of running or walking, some exercise, some simple exercise, and you then have to think about, okay, where are the shorts? Oh, where did I put the shorts? They're not here. Then the 10 minutes that you look around for the clothes, you're already, your energy and your motivation is already going down. And you will not do it, you will push it to tomorrow. If you want to do it, have it ready, have it like in your face, put the Post-it on a mirror, water. But then don't leave the same Post-it for 2 weeks, because you won't see the Post-it anymore, because it is so it's so normal that you don't see it anymore. It disappears even though it's there. Then change the Post-it if you need reminders. Put it at a different location. Change the glass. If you, after a while, you don't see the glass anymore, get a colored glass in, or a cup or a mug. Change things so that the trigger that kind of like jumps into your eyes is still very obvious.
Oh, that's perfect. I think that's more understandable.
Yeah.
I just asked Jack whether it was understandable. Please just write it in the comments. And also, if anyone is watching and you have questions around habits, then Angela is the person to go to. So please just write your questions into the comments. I have another one, because we always see on internet challenges and all these things to change habits and all this, and they say like 21 days and you can change a habit. So is this a myth, or is there some studies and research behind these 21 days? Is it some psychological things, or is it something behind this number?
I would, the philosophy is about 21 days. There are 60 days. There is the 66 days. There are many different versions of how long it takes you to create a habit. I think it depends on the individual, and it depends on the background, and it depends on the habit. If you want to change the habit of drinking water, it's not going to be easy. It's complicated, right? That's something, if you kind of make it available, obvious, the few tips that are there. After 3 weeks, you will be thinking, it will be so much into your automatic system that the day the glass is not there, you're going to say, where's my glass? So it will be in the system, right? And that is when you realize that, then you got your habit. And when you realize that and you don't want that, then ooh, now I have to work on getting rid of that habit, right? So there's nothing wrong about 21 days, but it depends on the circumstances. For example, and let's take another example which shows the opposite. I had a client, that's why I'm referring to that story. She was Indian, right? From India in Malaysia, single mother, away from her family. She had a very heavy Indian breakfast every morning, and because she has hypothyroidism, we kind of had to change her food habits, right? We had to change her food habits. And her breakfast was one of the things that we really had to work on, because it was not good for her. But for her, it was so difficult, because it was not about the food and taste only. It was about feeling home. It was about culture. It was about the last 3 generations. Her grandmother already had this for breakfast. It is so in the system that you can't just say, okay, tomorrow we change. And even making those tiny steps changing is more of a challenge. So you see there's a difference between tradition, for example, changing habits that have been a tradition in the family for many years or generations even. It's going to take longer than 21 days, definitively, right? And it will need a lot more patience, and patience, because you want to cut down the craving, so you have to make it really in small steps. But everything is achievable. You can change the habit, but it is different than building up the habit of drinking a glass of water, or building the habit and having fruits for breakfast instead of roti canai, or what people like. So food is, for example, food is a good example to show that habits, because it's not addiction, habits are sometimes not that easy to change. And when you want to change them, you need to be prepared to say, okay, I have the time and we'll go there, but it's not going to happen tomorrow.
So if someone is coming to you and they want to change habits, and it's a complex change, right? For example, lifestyle change from unhealthy to healthy, or learning habits. So totally, falling asleep on the book to an active learner. How do you start with the client? Do you need a mapping, or do you do something at the beginning so that you know the person better, and then you build a strategy? Or how do you do that? What are the steps that you are leading the customers or the clients through when you are working on their habits?
Yeah, the second approach is actually more correct. It is the first 2 months, I actually kind of get to know the person. If it's about food, for example, the first 2 months, the person writes down food plans, and I look into the food plans, and we do minor changes. But I need to know what are the routines, what are the patterns, what is their normal Monday, their normal Tuesday, the whole week, how is it on weekends, etc. So first I have to understand what it is about, what is their food intake. Second thing is I need to learn about the person, right? How strong is the will? What are the challenges? Where does that person also need some help in putting in the right mindset? How do I assist there? So in general, the first 2 months, 6 weeks to 2 months, is getting to know, building up the trust, discovering also for the person to discover me, to feel comfortable with me, because by the end of the day, coaching is very personal, right? So you really have to trust that person. So that's the first 2 months. After that, we start implementing things and making minor changes. And when we do minor changes, it is about triggering something small, let it settle, and then once it's settled, start the next thing, right? Like changing food is, I don't believe in, you're not allowed to have roti canai anymore, but we go from, or my best example is actually moving people from white rice to brown rice. I do it in stages. We mix the rice and we slowly reduce the white rice and the brown rice and increase the brown rice, and the white rice becomes less and the brown rice becomes more, slowly over 3 months, so that people don't have the feeling that I'm taking away the white rice. I'm letting the white rice, right? But it's just that we decrease the white rice and we slowly increase the brown rice, and people suddenly don't realize that actually they're eating brown rice. So I managed to get Asians who were telling me, never, ever touch my white rice, to eating brown rice. Just by doing it very slowly and in a very calm manner and at their pace. Unless they have health conditions, you don't have to push. You can, if you lose the 5 kilos 2 months later than you scheduled for yourself, doesn't matter, as long as you can keep those 5 kilos away, right? By the end of the day, it's not only losing, it's maintenance, right? And lifestyle change allows.
I think we lost a little bit Angela, and we'll wait until she's coming back. Must be some internet connection problem. Jag, I see I see your serious strict parenting. Jag is writing, my girl has a bad habit. She leave her jogging shoes next to the shoe rack and not inside the track. One day I threw the Nike shoe. Believe
My
me.
girl has a bad habit, like she leaves her jogging shoes. Sorry, what was that?
So Jag was just commenting that she once threw away her her daughter's jogging shoes, and believe me, she changed.
Hide them. Exactly. Let's do it in small steps. Habits we do in small steps. Let's not throw them away, but hide them for a week or two, and tell her you're going to hide them for longer. Every time she leaves them, you're going to hide them for longer until she might, mindset will be like, okay, I might put them away because every time it's Easter and I'm fed up of playing Easter. So I would say don't throw them away, just hide them well. And every time you hide them for 3-4 days more, every time, and then she will give up on you.
That was so funny. I was just laughing this morning. Already my cheeks from yesterday it was such a nice evening, and now we are starting the day with laughing. So please, guys, watch the Empowerment Summit and you will have muscle fever in your cheeks. I just love it. So we were talking about the habits, that you are changing these habits very slowly, bit by bit. You are giving a little bit of change. You are tricking and conditioning the people to change everything. Like Simfung is using also the word conditioning, and
Absolutely.
he was mentioning also something like changing mindset to change habit, or go on overseas away from comfort zone. Yeah,
Absolutely.
That's like,
when you change habits,
in a change. Yeah.
exactly. When you want to change habits, if you want to change a habit, do it when you're not in your usual environment, when you're on holidays. For example, if you want to stop, that's what I did. That's why I discovered I wanted to stop breastfeeding. So I took the opportunity when we were overseas, where the whole routine, everything was different, because the smell was different, the house was different, the noise was different. Then, as everything is different, you're not so attached to your tight routine. So it's easier to change things when you want to improve, to do that while you're out of your usual comfort zone. So it doesn't feel so uncomfortable. That's absolutely right. Yes, thank you very much.
So let's talk about different generations, because that's something that we didn't touch before I give the studio to Roselin. So young and wise, that's the topic of this summit. Is it different to work with people who are very young, like kids and teenagers, and people who are already set in their habits, like above 40 and 50? Is it very different, or your approach is different?
Yes, completely different. I mean, theoretically, no, the methodology is the same, getting to know each other, but I need much more patience. I need a lot more patience with kids, and I love to have the patience. That's why I chose to work with kids. I'm working with adults, but I'm looking more into kids now, because I feel like, if you change them, you might have made an impact for their entire life, right? So if you start early, things might be, the right seed might be planted at a very young age. The health consciousness might be kind of like part of your life. So that is why I work with kids. The other thing is, kids they don't choose you, right? Adults choose you, so the motivation is different. Mom and dad choose me. The kid doesn't choose me. The kid is like, oh my God, she doesn't want me to eat my lollipops anymore. She's going to take away my lollipops. No, I don't want to, you see what I mean? So kids are not choosing you. So when I work with kids, the kids have to say they want to work with me. If the parents say, no, never mind, he doesn't like you, but never mind. I'm like, no, I can't work. Because how do you want to build trust with the kid that is not comfortable with you? We're not made for everybody, right? Some Asian kids like me because I look different, and other kids don't like me because I look different, right? They don't feel comfortable. There is, either the connection is there or not. So with kids, it's very different. With teenagers too, teenagers are the most complicated, of course, which is normal, because they're on self-discovery. So they know everything better. They know themselves better than anybody else. And that is their absolute right. And they are right. They know themselves better. It's just that others don't understand them, because, it's this hormonal thing. We just have to accept how things are. So teenagers are challenging, but kids just need more patience, and you have to celebrate every mini step much more than with an adult. Adult, you say high five. A kid, you say, yay, let's party. Yay, you did it. You're my hero. So, you have to celebrate much more. And the most challenging thing with kids is getting the parents on board, because the parents are like, yeah, he did his homework. I'm like, yes, he did it. Yes, because he refused to do his homework for weeks, etc. And they're like, yeah, okay, we did it once. Well, once out of 6 weeks, never. Once is huge, right? So I'm like, yes, it's huge. Yay, let's go, And it's like, yeah, but come on, it's just one homework. He should do 6. So that's my challenge. My challenge is to get the parents on board and to get the same excitement like I have, that they also see not what is not happening, but what is already happening. Wow, and then the next day is another holiday, and the next day is another holiday, homework, sorry. So that is where, that is something where I'm like, I really have to pull the parents in and say, okay, we have to really celebrate. And today you have to, let's give him something. What would you like to give him, right? I don't tell them what to do, but I'm discussing with them what would work well. So yes, the generations are very different. The mindset is different. The approach is different. The motivation is different. When I work with kids, if parents want me to work with food, I start with drinks. I never start working with food. I always start working with drinks, because kids, it's much easier to change drinks than to change food with them. It's impossible to change food. So in that respect, it's impossible it's just too big. To tell them not to be able to have ice cream anymore is more complicated than moving them from the mango juice to from the mango juice from the fridge to a homemade mango juice. It's much easier than to tell them they're not allowed to have ice cream anymore, or they have to reduce the ice cream.
So it's all about encouragement, right? Like if you are encouraging them right after little steps, and you celebrate every moment.
Celebration. It's not encouragement only. It's way beyond that. It's really celebration. It's really like, so what can I cook for you tonight? It's really that thing. It's really like, whoa, because kids feel they want to make their parents happy. When the parents are always upset with them because they didn't do that, they are kind of like, I'm a loser anyway. So they kind of like shut down, right? Because mom says I'm lazy. So, what do you want me to do? I'm lazy. I'm a lazy guy. So they identify themselves. It's this thing. I'm a lazy guy. So, but when you celebrate them, they're like, oh, wow, oh, I'm VIP tonight. And the heart just opens and you see the glow and you're like, and you see them like, oh yeah, okay, oh cool. The compensation, not in the food, but the compensation of is huge, and that's very important.
I think it's the same with adults. Like I always think about the Maslow pyramid, and then at the end of the day, it's always going back to the basics. Like appreciation is so much there, and then you just have to go for that. And even with a little compliment, a little thing that you write, a little smiley that you give, you already changing kind of like. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, a tap on the shoulder saying, well done, great, good job. It's already like, whoa, oops, okay, whew, nice, thank you. It's true. But kids need it a little bit, need it more because, it's not their decision. They have not decided on that. Others have made the decision for them. So for them to be celebrated is a bit more important.
Thank you very much, Angela. It was a wonderful half an hour with you.
Thank you very much.
Before I let you go and bring up Roselin, can you tell us where the people can reach you? Because I just put your name here, but if you would share
on LinkedIn, you type Angela Eimer. There's only one Angela Eimer. There are a few, but Angela Eimer, the habit coach, you'll find me very easily. And other than that, also on Facebook, you can find me on Facebook. So that's the easiest to contact me.
Thank you very much. It was amazing to have you in the studio. And I think the next time I will see you, we go and then visit those puppies so that I can hug them and caress them.
Please, yes, come. Yeah. Let me know. We organize something. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, let's do it together. Yes, and then we have a lunch after.
Yes, absolutely. That would be lovely. No, we have to you come to my place. We have a shower because I live next door, because the puppies, we clean the area. So
okay.
a shower is appropriate after that. Okay.
No problem. We will do that.
Cool.
We have a program already. I'm looking forward to meet you soon.
Lovely. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you for your participation. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you
for your comments.
Everyone for the comments. Thank you, Nora, Jack.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Okay, so we switched the studio very smoothly. Here we are.
You are like superwoman.
Superwoman, not just a woman who wants to empower others, just walking the talk. That's all, nothing much. Hi, Roselin. How are you this morning?
I am good, Andrea. How are you? This is like super awesome life, right? One after another. And Andrea has been rocking it. Andrea, thank you so much for organizing this. And so excited to be at backstage and watching what's going on live.
Yeah, it's really nice. This morning is beautiful and shiny after last day's rain and all the grayness here in Malaysia. So I'm enjoying the sun and the guests. So I'm really, really happy. And we have a shorter morning this time because we had Angela just right now about habits. I will talk about healing with you. And then straight after that, the people can head to the Zoom room with KJ Wong and we go to sales. So if you want to sell something, then you will get the training from KJ Wong in the Zoom room from, let me see, 11. Okay, so that's the program for today. And in the afternoon, we are with the Mental Health Summit, the International Mental Health Conference. So you can join the link in the calendar, and you can enjoy the presence of a lot of beautiful academics who are talking about the mental health issues of today and the 20th century's challenges. So yeah, that's the program for today. But let's get to your topic, healing and Roselin, and your personality and what you do. So I'm always following you. I love what you do with your community. You and Watson are helping so many women out there, and you are just doing an awesome job by doing your digital media, hustling with the community, doing the Moms Village and so many bazaars and everything. So how can you manage, just in personal side, to warm up? Like, I know your kids are always around. Tell me
That's another story together.
How
oh my
you
God.
do it.
Okay, it's pretty interesting. Managing time is always not easy because, like you said, journey started becoming a digital marketer was just being a mom, handling things at home was not so difficult, was much more manageable because handling with women who's already in business, knowing they want to market themselves out there was just not too much on the plate. It was just nice. And then, of course, embarked into Mom's Village venture when me and Vats got together and the spark, like it's literally a spark within us that got us together to become a partner with the same vision. And eventually, there was a lot of women came to us to ask, seek for support system where they wanted somebody to talk to and they felt comfortable. So the journey just began. And then we came up with this idea, okay, let's have a group so that we can have a marketplace for these ladies. Jobs started piling up again and again. And then Mom's Village one side, digital marketing one side. And then I realized that I needed something to cope. A coping mechanism. Healing was actually came to me because I was looking for a coping mechanism. Being a mom, being a wife, having about 10 people in my house with my in-laws and parents, where we live in one place with all the support as well as the stress that we go through, and the work handling two different companies, which is two different direction. One you have to follow your head, the other one you have to follow your heart. It was overwhelming. In fact, with my two kids who's like literally screaming top of their lungs and they're like ma. It's like at times I go like why please stop torturing me. Yeah, with all this I was really seeking. I needed something. I needed to know how to manage this. I needed to know how to keep myself calm. I needed to know how to keep myself sane because I felt like I was going a bit crazy. Then I came through Reiki healing. So Reiki healing is like, as my sister-in-law shared with me that this person is having, and I know this person who's organizing it. I went to her once and she told me that the course that you are doing is very good, but don't go into burnout. Burnout is something that we are actually torturing ourselves, right? So then when I went and learned, and it came very automated to me in a way. The healing, Reiki healing is literally energy healing, that you use your hands to heal people. At the same time, heal yourself. Healing yourself was very important. So I went to learn to heal myself as well as to heal my son so that he's calm, you see. So I thought I could do magic. But then what happened eventually, that managing the whole thing was becoming very stressful. After I started practicing it, I became very much calmer. I could manage things better, and he started becoming manageable. And people around me became very understanding. The energy around me changed. The positivity changed. And then it got me like, and then I started practicing every other day and I started seeing good result with me. And then some of the women who come to me with being very, very mentally disturbed, who didn't know what to do, at times they come and say like, I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. I'm just so down. Then I tell them, okay, let's just get into a Zoom. Let me try to do the healing on you. That's where, before that, I tried on Vatsala. She used to be super stressed at that time. And that was the time where her auntie passed away and she was very down. So I did distant healings with her and somehow it worked. So that gave me a bit of confidence. And I start doing it with this woman who comes to me for help. And boom, they felt better. Their lifestyle improved. And things started getting much more interesting. The feedback I get. Then I went like, this is something that I was searching for. So that is, then I went into EET, which is emotional emotional freedom technique. It's a tapping system. That was another miracle, Andrea. It's like it's a journey that, like, until today, I feel like that's something uh, from within, the passion, the love. When I do that, the energy I feel is super awesome. And the last 10 days, in fact, we had a very auspicious 10 days. We Indians were celebrating beautiful woman every day once for 10 days festival. We call it Navaratri. I did tapping every day. We had a group of ladies get together, about 12 of us. The amazing result this woman had just because of the mindset change was amazing. And that's how I can do this. And today, until now at time, I think, how did I become owner of 3 company again? Please someone remind me. So trust me, I don't know how this happened. It's just life pushes me to it. But coping mechanism is very important. And also the support system. Meeting women like you, going through the journey with you, who keeps us sane. And like people say, you are someone who's 5 people around you. And I'm so glad I got associated with you, with the Vatsala, and then with BNI group that I am in, I have beautiful woman there who's an entrepreneur who's there to support each another. So yeah, you guys keep me going.
Yeah, that's always very nice to have a support system around you, and I believe one of the speakers already said that always have a support system. That's part of your mental health. That's part of how you keep it up, because yeah, we are all like, let's just say it, we always go crazy sometimes. I mean, always go crazy sometimes is an expression that we use because it's not all the time. But you
Yes.
feel when it's happening, you feel that it's always, because it's, you are always in a hype, you always have to run, always have to support, we always give. So these kind of things are exhausting. So givers need also a time to recharge. And these
Very
kind
true.
of approaches like Tai Chi or tapping or even Reiki or any other meditation can help us to get back on board, right?
Yes, exactly. Especially doing, I taught them to do chakra cleansing meditation,
Mhm.
and we did it only twice in these 10 days. The next day when I did what actually, I'm also an NLP practitioner. So all this is related to your mindset and all that, right? So I combined all these three technique and I did a last day session with them where I started with chakra meditation. I went into tapping, and then I went into circle of excellence. I taught them how to observe and then go to sleep. The next day, about 12 of them on Zoom session, and everyone came and said the day was beautiful. There was so many of them morning got a solution for the certain problem that they've been thinking, just because their mind has set in the right way, and universe just gave it to them. And the most important practice was healing your heart, because sometimes the pain that's been there is what affects, from heart it connects us to your mind, and everything goes haywire when things doesn't happen. So grounding plays a bigger role. That the technique, some people are struggling because they don't know that technique, so I teach them a breathing exercise. Whenever you feel haywire, whenever you feel your mind is out of, we get this plugged somewhere else in symptoms, you see, I always call that, because like suddenly your negative wire is plugged to your positivity and you go berserk. All of us do that, we just lose it. So during that time we need to like rewire ourselves. That's where grounding and as well as calming ourselves works, and tapping with affirmation literally ground ourselves. And somehow universe plays in a very different level when our energy is very high. So we always have ladies coming to me and asking, why do I go through this? Why is this happening to me? God is so cruel to me, and all this, like always like, why am I the only one who's going through? I said, do you really think you're the only one going through that situation? Everyone goes through a hard point. Some are not so bad, some are terrible, but for everyone their problem is big. So rather than focusing on why am I going through this, let's focus on how am I going to cope this. Because you know why? We don't have a choice. We are not in control of why is this happening to me, but we are in control of how are we going to react to that. So that's my mindset changed. And then yeah, so I try to do the same thing, educate the same thing. And I have a lot of them who came to me with very distant mindset, which even had thoughts of suicidal. When they come and talk to me, it's like an energy. When you get connected with the energy body, right, it just attracts each another. You know exactly what they feel, you know exactly how are they in the state. And with this coping mechanism, it has helped them to come out of it, and they come back and say thank you so much for being there at the time of need, because I don't know if not I'm going to be alive or not. So those kind of thing is something that, okay, not bad. Adding on this to my plate was worth it.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So tell us a little bit more about the tapping part, because I have never seen that. So how does it happen? Is it really physically tapping on the person by telling them something, or how we should imagine this?
Okay. Tapping is EEFT is EFT is a very classical way of tapping, which is energy tapping freedom technique, which is like you just do tapping to take out your negativity. Whereas energy emotional freedom technique EEFT is where you tap into the meridian point of our body by putting in the affirmation. So what you do first is you just take a deep breath every time before you start. You inhale 3 times, you exhale 6 times. Inhale using your nose and exhale through your mouth. When you do that, it's with the 3 to 5 times, your whole entire system is already grounded. You will feel very different. After that, I always will ask them to activate the palm chakra. This is called palm chakra. When you activate it, right, and then it will have this tingling sensation. When I tell them sometimes, just gently touch your hand with love, or give me a look like, what? Touch ourselves? Yeah, it's been so long. I'm very sure you never touch yourself with love. You probably will touch your child or your husband, but not yourself, which is true. So when they start doing it, they feel very happy. You activate your palm chakra and then you put it on your heart, like dominant hand, then you breathe. So I tell them first you breathe. This is a point where your meridian point starts. So you breathe in, you breathe out, and then you say, like, for an example, I want energy of love. So you say, I want energy of love. Breathe. Second is, I want more energy of love. Third, I want more and more energy of love. You breathe. After that, you tap on top, which is your crown chakra. Each and of meridian point here are connected to your spinal cord. So you tap here and you say the same thing. I want energy of love. I want more and more energy of love. I want even more energy of love. And then you bring to your middle eye. This is your eyebrow. Tap into that and say, I want energy of love. I want more and more energy of love. I want all the energy of love. And you breathe. Breathe in, breathe out. And then side of your eyebrows at the side, tap. Always use 2 fingers. Don't use 1 finger, or more is fine, but not 1 finger. Tap. I want energy of love. I want more and more energy of love. I want all the energy of love. Then side of your eye at this point, tap. You have 16 point of meridian point actually. I want energy of love. I want more and more energy of love. I want all the energy of love in the world. Then below your eyes, say the same thing. I want energy of love. I want more and more energy of love. I want all the energy of love. And then under your nose, I want energy of love. I want more and more energy of love. I want all the energy of love. Chin, I want energy of love. I want more and more energy of love. I want all the energy of love. Gently while you're tapping, when your mind gets swayed away or any negative thought comes in, breathe. And then this is your collarbone here, this part. There's a V here, this end. There is a point that you tap into that point. I want energy of love. I want more and more energy of love. I want all the energy of love in the world. And then this is your fingers. So at the side of your finger, this part, you tap. I want energy of love. I want more and more energy of love. I want all the energy of love in the world. Breathe. I want energy of love. I want more and more energy of love. I want all the energy of the love in the world. Breathe. So every time it's at the side of here, you tap. Then this part, there is meridian point connected to here as well. You do a karate chop. I want energy of love. I want more and more energy of love. I want all the energy of love in the world. Then you bring back your hand to your heart chakra. Feel how your heart is breathing. You breathe. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. I want energy of love. I want more and more energy of love. I want all the energy of love. This is one round. So every time when you do an affirmation tapping with an energy, you can bring in any energy. You can bring in happiness, love, patience. It doesn't need to be grammatically correct. It just need to have that word with an energy. So we have like 16 points that we go through. It takes about 10 minutes if you do slowly, and if you really want to make it fast, you can do it within 5 minutes. But the moment that happens, we have a scale which we call it a Su scale. You check your energy level there, and you will see the energy lift very fast. So this
So
beautiful
Jack is
tapping.
saying thank
Yeah.
you.
Welcome, Miss Jack. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, so this is a very beautiful part of that Su scale, right? When you first check, sometimes you have a negative emotion. The moment you do, you go into positive, and you will automatically see a switch of your energy.
It's more about, in this today's world, it's so fast paced, and we are not really paying attention to ourselves. So you are sitting in front of your computer, you are rushing, and you are doing all these sessions like we are I'm doing it for 4 or 5 weeks now. So it's kind of like lost in space, but you don't spend time on, okay, who am I? I am here, I still exist. Okay, I still have my arms, I'm still a living being. I'm not in, swamped in by this digital matrix in front of me. So it's kind of like earthening and grounding the people back to reality, right?
Yes, exactly. I know exactly how you feel, but I didn't do what you did. I was crazily involved. It was a training session. It was 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. for 2 weeks. I thought I lost it. I lost myself. I was for a while, what am I doing? It's like, it's not easy, but the only thing, again, then you tend to forget. I tend to not have proper food at that time because you got classes and then you got in between meals. It was just in front of the computer the whole day. That was then I realized, okay, that's where the thought of how important healing from within came to me. It was like I wouldn't have done it, or I wouldn't have survived that 20 days if it was not for energy healing or tapping.
Yeah, we all need to do that. I also have my routines, putting on my little music, sometimes Indian beats, because I feel I'm connected with Indian beats. I don't know why. So yeah, every time I listen to Indian music, my head is going like this automatically ever since I arrived in
Mm.
Malaysia. So I'm like, oh, I must have had some Indian ancestors.
I'm sure you do.
So yeah, it's funny, and you have to just pay a little bit of attention, and no matter what is working for you, just try a lot of things. Like I'm always thinking about your partner already. So Roselin was saying you have so many things that you can use, like the tapping, like the Reiki, like meditation. There's so many things that you can just try it once, and if you find your thing, then you can apply it regularly every single day, right?
Exactly, correct. Just need to see
Yeah.
which are we comfortable and then stick to it. That's the most important part. Just stick to one coping mechanism and try doing it every day until you see the switch. I think everyone has their own way of handling, but some people struggling. So those who struggling, seek. I believe when you're seeking, right, good things come to you without you
That's true.
looking
That's true.
very
So
hard.
where can the people reach you?
Okay, I got distracted with that.
Yeah, I know this comment is distracting. I was like, my energy love is from the fridge and
Fridge and
pantry.
pantry. I know what does that mean. Don't worry. I send you lot of energy of love from the fridge and pantry, okay?
So let's continue, because I have to go to KJ to the workshop room, and I'm also encouraging everyone to join us in the Zoom room for a workshop about
Okay.
sales and the
All
superpower of
right. That's a
sales.
very, very important topic which all of
Yes.
us need it. Okay, you
So
all
where
can
can
reach.
people reach you, and what are the things that you can do for them?
Okay. First of all, Mom's Village. I hold two different brands, which is digital marketing mentorship, which is for digital marketing, and then Mom's Village venture is very much into building women whoever wants to have financial independence. The hashtag 10 ringgit is something that we want you to earn at least 10 ringgit per day, so you can create your own identity. So that's the whole idea about that. You can reach us. We have a community in Facebook called Homepreneur Empowerment Network. It's a marketplace that we created as well for us to connect, for us to support, for us to buy, and for us to sell, and for us to learn. So we teach entrepreneur who doesn't know what to do. So you can actually come up with your own business idea. You don't know how to run a business. We teach you how to do a business proposal, what is needed for you to run a business from home. And then we also teach you how to market your product online in any other social media platform so that you can do it organically without spending a lot of money on ads. In throughout, we currently focusing on FB, Insta, TikTok, and LinkedIn. This is the 4 platform that we are actually focusing on. And a part of all that, you want to get connected with me for healings, do get in touch with me in Facebook, Roselin Das, Insta Roselin Das, LinkedIn Roselin Das, TikTok Roselin Das. You go look for me in all this platform. You can get in touch with me, and also do come and message me if you need to have one-on-one Reiki session with me. I do this as a very complimentary at this moment because it's something that I want to give back, because I'm taking the energy from universe and giving back to you. I do that as well. So do get in touch with me if you have any questions in regards of any of those that I mentioned just now. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you for everyone, Ronette, Jack, Simfong, everyone who was commenting here and coming this morning and joining us, Kylie also. So thank you very much for watching us, and let's head over to the workshop room and meet with KJ Wong himself and learn more about sales. And don't forget to reach out to Roselin, an amazing woman doing amazing things for others. So I will keep supporting you whatever I do. So keep up your good work. Thank you very much, Roselin, for being here.
Thank you so much, Andrea. Thank you so much. And to everybody who's watching us, thank you so much for your love and support. Until we meet again. Bye.
Bye, guys. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.